I mean, so when you guys do your tours, do you guys talk about different equipment people can use and, what they do and how they work?
So yeah, whenever we go over our investigation and in the beginning of our tour, we explain to them that we'll be either using the dowsing rods or the EVPs. I mean, not EVP, EMF detectors,
Mhm.
and they're pretty straightforward, not very hard to understand, and that's why we chose those two because they're pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And
We do for the cemetery tour. We'll take cat balls, and we've used spirit box. We don't break out the tripwire or the Estes method. We're a little more careful at a cemetery. Respect,
Yes.
number one. But the cat balls, those are a hit. Those are the coolest thing ever.
Oh,
I think
they're
a lot
awesome.
of people like those.
They're simple and cheap. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you don't go to a place and trip over a cat ball that's been left there. You haven't investigated. I mean, it's
right.
I mean, we trip over them all the time. No, I mean, so cemeteries. I've never investigated a cemetery. I'm gonna tell you straight out. People are like, "You're crazy, doing this for so many years." Are they haunted? People always say yes, but I mean, if I die, I'm not hanging out at a cemetery. That's just me. But could you be going there to see loved ones? As I grow into this field, I mean, it's possible because family members come to see you at your grave.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe as a spirit, you're going to go back there and see if your family members are coming back. I mean, what are your thoughts on cemeteries?
Well, my own thoughts are very similar to what you just said. I couldn't imagine that once I'm gone, I'm not going to hang out at a cemetery either. But just to know, and these days are a lot different than what it used to be too. You don't really see many people unless they're at an active funeral.
Yeah.
I mean, just you don't go and visit. People just don't do that as much anymore. That's one of the reasons why I said that we're a little more careful at the cemetery, because I kind of feel like the activity that we do get there is a portrayal, of the friendly ghost. And so I don't want to do Estes method. I don't want to do, the cemetery is more just for the atmosphere, the history, because it is one of Ocean Springs' oldest cemeteries that we have. But as far as like a deep dive into it, if that makes sense, we just don't.
Yeah. I mean, old cemeteries are unbelievably beautiful, like the headstones and everything. And yeah, I mean, I could see a spirit going back and saying, to a loved one, "Hey, I'm okay."
Right. You don't have to come here for me.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Right. I'm always with you, type thing. You don't have to come to my. I believe when you pass that your energy is gone when you pass. So time your body gets to the cemetery,
there's nothing there.
Right.
There's nothing there.
Right.
But everybody has different beliefs, and need to go to a cemetery. Go to a cemetery. I mean,
right.
Like, it's odd that, like, my grandfather was my mentor, my best friend growing up, and I've never visited his grave once because I just talk to him anytime I want to.
That's right. Absolutely.
So
I agree with that.
And I've had two psychic mediums on two different occasions, about a year apart, tell me that he's with me.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't believe in that stuff. So, I mean, actually, I'm starting to.
You need one more person to tell you, then you'll start believing.
Yeah, I mean, two's just luck. Three's for sure.
True. That's true. Third time's the charm.
Yeah. Let's get into Paracons a little bit. So I'm doing my first Paracon in September. Nervous as hell about it.
Well, we are too.
So, but I think it's a great networking opportunity. You have a business, tours. I do podcasts. So both great networking opportunities, and you're going to meet a lot of great people. I've heard of people doing flea markets.
We are actually doing that. We're doing a craft fair in March. We're just going to set up a booth, and like I said, again, for just visibility, and we're not selling anything. But if they happen to want to book, then we'll have like a QR code where they can scan it and, book future events or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok is just not enough to get the word out there. People want to know that you are legit. It's kind of hard to just, Facebook is just not the only route. You've got to get out there and network and get your name out there. So if that means going to craft fairs, that's what we're doing.
Well, I mean, think about though, because social media, you're just showing people that are already interested in this.
That's right.
Right, the paranormal, the history. If you go to a craft fair, you're gonna get Mary Jo walking by and be like, "What's dark water tours?" And come talk to you, and then be like, "Hey, like my daughter's coming down next month. We should do a tour."
Right.
That's how it starts. That's how that's how I picture it. So I mean,
well, I tell you what really helped. We with our area, we are big on Mardi Gras. You think a lot of people think that it's just New Orleans. Yeah. It originated in Alabama. The whole coast of Mississippi is big on it. I mean, we have Mardi Gras balls. We have 4, 5, 6, parades a day all over everywhere. And so we were looking into doing joining a Mardi Gras float and throwing cups out with our logo on it, or just any type of advertisement. And so when I reached out to this one guy, he was like, "Yeah, you can do the parade on this date, but we're also doing a Christmas parade." I was like, "How in the world would dark water tours
tie that into a
Christmas parade?" But then I was like, "Oh,
she figured it out.
How about we do Ghost of Christmas Past?" And so we decorated our car with black tulle and put fake black roses and purple roses all over the car. We had a speaker system on top. And we slung out beads with cardstock that had all of our booking information. And I mean, that was a game changer.
Yeah, it really was.
So, I mean, we were literally still in the car riding through the parade, tossing this stuff out. And our phones were just like ding, 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 ding. So, I mean, it
helped for sure.
Things like that is what it's going to take. So,
you got to have boots on the ground and actually get out there and get with the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what's about. It's all about content, and that's boots on the ground is content. Like I do, like I make a lot of like shirts, and I can't because it's opposite, but shirts, hats. I have a whole bunch that I just supposed to sell, but I give away most of the time. It's all about getting my logo out there,
right?
And people know what I do, and. Now I've had this conversation with other people, like, you only sell your shirts for this much. I'm like, it's about just breaking even and getting my logo out there.
Right.
Because I'm a podcaster. I want people to come on my show. I want to get to know you. I want other people to get to know you. That's my whole job. So
Yep.
No, that's cool that you guys are doing that. So business wise, growing pretty good then?
The winter is a thing. Even in Mississippi. And then with the holidays and then with Mardi Gras, but that's, we expected it. Yeah. And so, but no, I mean, everything is going really good. I cannot wait for the warmer weather. I know that we're very excited because with the paranormal investigation that we offered at the La Pointe Krebs house, it was just a one-time deal. And it went over so well. And we had so many people that had contacted the museum and us separately wanting to open up for other dates that he had reached out to us the other day and said, let's do it once a month. And so super excited about that. And then another thing too, we actually have another guy that runs our tours. His name is Clayton. So Clayton, if you're watching, please forgive us that we have not mentioned you up until this moment. We love you.
We love you.
We were doing another event. We had volunteered to present these like dollhouse size miniature replicas, or of past places, restaurants, fish camps, historical homes in D'Iberville, Mississippi, which is another town close to us. And towards the end of it, I kind of looked down and I saw this guy, and he was presenting and going on. And so I walked down there and listened to him. And I was like, oh my gosh, he is so good. So when we got the opportunity to do the La Pointe Krebs house, we were like, it's just the two of us. Like we build the websites, we map out the routes. We do everything from soup to nuts. And I said, we've been granted this amazing opportunity to do public investigations at La Pointe Krebs, but how are we still going to run tours? how are we still going to do cemetery tours and do Little Point Cribs? Because at the beginning, we thought that this was going to be like an every weekend thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the board was just like, let's just see how things go, which is honestly, I mean, that's the way it should be, from the beginning, is see how things go. But anyway, so Clayton is one of our tour guides. So if we are doing a cemetery tour, and then in the future, they'll once a month when we're at Little Point Cribs, Clayton's our guy. Yep. He's so good. I mean, he's better than us, actually.
Yeah.
I think part of it is that when we first started this, we were like, we're not going. We had we were walking around downtown Ocean Springs and mapping some things out, and we had a few people that just would flat out say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And we would tell them what we were doing. They said, "You're not going to dress up and like have big headgear and robes and like," and we were like, "No, we're just going to wear like a logo T-shirt and walk them through the streets. It's not going to be like any dramatics or whatever." And so I think that when we decided that we wanted to keep that at a minimum, when we started building our stories, they would sound more and more like theatric. And then we would say, "Stop, like you sound like you were up on stage. Like we don't want to do this." But with Clayton, he doesn't have that same mindset. No, so when he goes to talk about it, it's just like, I'm like, "Tell me more, Clayton." It's so good. It's so good.
No, I mean, that's cool, because I mean, that's my biggest issue. Like, because I do Facebook Lives and TikTok Lives when I do investigations, I don't get excited. Like, it's weird. Like, I have people I work with, they're like, "Oh my God, the trip rope went off." I'm like, "Trip rope?" Like, wow, great. It's cool, but that's just my personality. Just get excited. But I think you guys are in a good area to do this because it's touristy. Biloxi is. You got the casinos there, but there's a lot of families that go down there because of the beaches.
Mm-hmm.
And besides looking for shark teeth on the beach at night, there's really not much else to do down there.
What else is there to do?
Yeah, so might as well go on a ghost tour. I mean, I reached out to you guys because I was going down there, but you guys were, I think, going back to Tennessee during that time. Yes, so I was down there during Christmas. Mm-hmm. So my son's in Nebraska now, so I don't know when I'll get back down there.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I just drove him out to Nebraska to his Air Force base the other day. But
did you fly down here when you came back in December or November?
Yeah,
or did you drive?
I flew down.
Okay, I was wondering how long it would take to drive. I don't fly, so.
Oh, I don't. I'm getting used to it. So, I mean, I'm a type of person that needs an exit strategy on everything, and planes, you don't have one, so it's taken me a lot.
I'm not afraid of ghosts, but I'm afraid of planes. It's not happening.
Yeah.
No.
I would be your solo pro. I would go solo anywhere before I would get in a plane, hands down.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. So I'm flying to UK in June, so we'll see how that goes. No, it's cool. Besides, I mean, Biloxi, I can tell you one thing. What's up with all the freaking Waffle Houses?
Have you seen the $1 Million Waffle House? Did you happen to? It's like up on stilts, and I don't know.
It's like every
they're
mile
on every corner. Every
one. It's
a mile. I don't think it's a mile. Like I'm driving down.
It's not.
It's not. It's awful.
And then the one, what's the one IHOP they have? You can't even barely fit in.
Oh yeah, it's so tiny. Oh, and it's funny too because a lot of our like mom and pop restaurants close at like 6:00, and they're not open on Monday. Like I told you, it was culture shock coming down here. We love not having any traffic. So, but I'm so glad that we're here. I mean, I believe that everything happens for a reason. When I joked and said, "Let's come," there was a reason. And, my parents are here. And so, and we're like hour and a half to New Orleans and then like an hour and a half east to the pretty beaches. I mean, what else could you ask for?
But I can tell you one thing. I've never been possessed. I've never really had an attachment. I've never eaten at a Waffle House. So I think I'm doing pretty good in life.
So you mean to tell me that when you were here, you were not drawn to none of the 5,000 Waffle Houses?
No, it was closed. because I was there Christmas Day. It was just me and my son. My wife had to fly back, a day earlier. I think we went to like CVS because they were open, or Walgreens. And we found a Mexican restaurant that was open, but it was close to coming to a Waffle House. But I fought the urge and didn't.
Love it. That's too funny. Well, I'm glad that you haven't been possessed, but you do need to try Waffle House.
No,
that's a Southern thing. Do y'all have a lot of Waffle Houses up north?
Not one every 500 feet, but there's a couple.
You want to know what else we have every 500 feet? Dollar General.
Yeah, we got that.
No, we love it down here. And there's a lot of. It's really funny because in the last 6 years we have been talking about how much we missed out on in Tennessee. There's the Stones River Battleground. There's, you could probably tell me all the things everybody knows. There's so much in Tennessee. My uncle was locked up in Bushy Mountain. I
was about to ask you about Brushy Mountain.
My dad, when I asked him, what did he get locked up for? It's penitentiary. He said stealing fruit. That's the only thing he'll tell me. He didn't get locked up in a penitentiary for stealing fruit. I don't think I'll ever know the answer, but.
Did you get to investigate Brushy Mountain?
No, we did not. No. We did not. And it's like we're here now, and so now when we go back home, we're like, we need to make sure we get over there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when we lived there all our life and never went.
Never went.
Yeah, Brushy Mountain's one of those places I want to go on. Hopefully next year. No, Brushy Mountain is cool. Like I would love to do Brushy Mountain. And there's old South Pittsburgh Hospital.
South Pittsburgh, yep. Mm-hmm.
Your shrine's not in Tennessee, is it?
I'm not sure. Never heard of that.
I don't think so. What's the dam called out towards Chattanooga? That one's getting pretty popular. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, it was weird because like when we would travel for vacation, we looked for things like that. But then when we were back home, it was all work, and just never really even thought about it, about seeing what was.
I mean, when we were younger, we did go to certain hot spots around where we lived.
Yes.
Beth Bureau Church was one of them that we've been to, and then Chapel Hill Lights.
Yes, we've got the Chapel Hill, Tennessee story, which I think every state has this one. It's where the swinging light on the train tracks.
Oh, we have the Lady in Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, every town has a freaking Lady in Blue.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just funny because they do ghost tours in certain towns, and there's always a Lady in Blue on the road tracks. So I'm like, no, there's not. And there's a Sarah. There's a Sarah in every haunted location too, for some reason.
Yeah.
So we had told you that we like to debunk things, and the Windsor Ruins. I don't think I've heard of that one.
I've heard of that one. Mm-hmm.
Where's that at? Central Michigan? Is that down Mississippi or Michigan?
I've been told though that with the railroad tracks, if there are two spots to cross over within a mile or so of one another, you can go to one spot and then have somebody drive over. And when the headlights hit the tracks, it shoots that light down. And so we've tested that, and it's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happens.
And so, unfortunately, Fort Gibbs.
Never heard of that one. I'll look into that.
We'll check that out.
No, I'm lucky because, I'm in Ohio. They say it's one of the most haunted states. It's still kind of out there. I know Texas has a lot too. Pennsylvania has a lot. West Virginia, Kentucky. We got like the tri-state area that's pretty big. I'm fortunate enough that I grew up with Madison Seminary doing my investigations. Madison Seminary, it's a big place, but it has so many different types of spirits. That's why I love it. You got your dark jackass doctor in the attic, and then you have your nurses and kids and everything that likes to play. Do you guys have anything like that down there? Because a lot of places you go to is just like dark, or it's just a nice place. Is there a mix? A place you guys like to go that's like a mix of spirits?
We really haven't, because Mississippi doesn't have that many public spots, you know. So more so for Tennessee, I would say the name of the church, because I always mess it up.
Best Bureau Church.
That's in like Lewisburg, Tennessee area. That church is something that they don't open up to the public. When we were in our 20s or so, we would sneak in. Something, I mean, a lot, like there's a graveyard behind the church, and it's your typical movie, like horror movie, pictured white steeple church, real small. Has the wooden pews. There's nothing to it. Behind it is a cemetery, and they have like wax where, you know, from candles where you can tell that people have been out there doing certain rituals and things like that. So there's been a darkness that's been brought to this place, you know,
Absolutely.
Period. That church is something else. There's something dark inside that church. Like, it's just.
I mean, the story you've told me about you going in there and investigating that when you were younger, and the things you've said, I absolutely believe there's something evil in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the folklore to that one is, a lot of towns have this one too, but it's the Bible story that if you take the Bible off the pew and you try to leave the church with it, and you get in the car, you know, the Bible gets heavier and heavier as you're trying to leave with it, and then headlights turn on behind you, like your typical like Goosebumps type story, you know. Yeah. I experienced none of that, but what I did experience is that when you first walked in, there was on the left and right side of like this just little walk-in area, there were chalkboards, and there was writing all over it in a different language. And we had a camcorder and we videotaped it. And then we ended up going upstairs to what might have been like the, I don't know, Bible study room or something. And we heard this loud crash downstairs. So we all started running, and one of the pews was completely knocked over. Like the whole 12-foot pew was like laying like forward, and all 8 of us were upstairs. There wasn't one single person that was left. And this is out in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And so when we reviewed the camera where we were videoing, the first shot where we were panning, like as we were walking in, there was absolutely no writing on the chalkboard, like nothing. And so I don't know, you know, I wish that I had a better answer to that for you, Ryan, but we just, you know, have not been to a lot of places that to kind of, you know, say one way or the other that we are, you know.
Yeah, we're still new, and we're still trying to, you know, open the doors to some of the places around here. I mean, we've heard stories of places around here that, I mean, they have Aunt Jenny's Catfish House, which used to be an insane asylum, that they say the julep room is haunted, and the house itself, the asylum part, is haunted. We'd love to get in there. Haven't had that opportunity yet. The Mary C. O'Keefe School, they say, is very haunted. They've had a couple people investigate there, and some of the videos we've watched from those investigations are pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. So the Coliseum that's across from in Biloxi, the Coliseum, that we have a lot of the concerts and stuff like that here. Yeah. But a lot of it's locked down. Yeah. But as I mentioned before, you know, we're doing some knocking.
Yeah.
We're knocking on doors, and that's all we can do.
That's the worst thing they can say is no.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
You know, that's the worst thing. So many people are scared to ask, like, hey, can I go investigate this? I mean, they say no, they say no.
Right. The group that where the Singing River story comes from, I won't drop any names right now, but you know, their reasoning was it's just not structurally sound right now. So to me, that wasn't absolutely not. It was just not right now.
It's just not
so things take time.
Yeah, and like we were saying, I mean, the history's here, the hauntings are here, and it's just nobody has actually investigated a lot of these places, or just because people haven't had the access to it. So that's one of our goals, is to try to open those doors, not just for us, but for everybody else as well.
For sure.
All right, Jeremy, I got a question for you. Why do you think churches have a dark entity in them?
You know, I'm not really sure. It just depends on, I guess, what was left behind or what somebody has opened up in that church to bring it in. Either they did some things they weren't supposed to do and left something open, or, you know, I don't know. I'm not very sure, but For that particular church we were talking about, there's just a feeling that I got every time that I went that it would a very uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of churches out there that are older churches that have been
Yeah.
shut down for a long time that have that dark feeling somewhere in that church. I just don't know the reason why. Maybe they're not like was once a living spirit. I mean, I don't want to say demonic, but a darker entity that wants to prey on the religion. You know, push that religion out. I don't know. I mean, as like we said, we will never know the answers
Right.
to them, but it's just weird that these old churches usually have a darker entity to them.
Yeah, I think the deeper you are into religion, the harder you could be hit from the darker side. Because what do they want with the ones that, you know, are non-believers, so to speak, you know, so to say.
Yeah. The more you believe, the more religious you are, the more they're trying to attack you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look at history itself. If you weren't Christian, we try to push you Christian, right? Yeah, you get flashing lights.
Our resident ghost.
I just thought, but they try to push you to that religion.
Right.
So, I mean, same thing with maybe darker things. Like they don't want other darker things. They're trying to get you more into the dark.
Right.
So it's possible it's the same thing. I always ask people your favorite equipment you like to use. You have to pick one piece.
Tripwire, absolutely.
You can't pick the same.
Mine's the Estes method.
Okay.
The first time I ever did it, I didn't even really know what I was doing. They just said, you know, we're going to put this blindfold on you and anything that you hear, spit it out. It doesn't matter what it is.
Kind of blew our mind.
It did because there was a point in time that like I almost forgot that I was even in a room full of people. You know, it was just cool. It was really cool.
I mean, it's cool when you're under, but you have no idea what they're asking, which is weird.
Right.
I love that you guys use EMF detectors, very simple equipment, and dowsing rods, very simple. And I think we kind of need to start going back toward that because of all the equipment we have. And it's a good starting point. I always tell people a cheap recorder and a cat ball. That's all you need. So, but dowsing rods, I got to get back into them. I loved them when I first started this. I kind of, with all the cool gadgets now, they kind of got thrown to the side. And I always say I'm going to get back into them. So, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about your business a little bit more. You guys do a couple tours I saw online. And then you guys plan adding any more tours besides maybe doing, you know, the house you're talking about, whatever? Or you guys just going to keep it at those two tours?
So we're hoping to expand into a couple of other of the coastal towns. But right now we do Friday and Saturday night. We do 2 tours each. So we do 2 tours of the walking tour and then 2 tours of the cemetery. And we just split up. And to keep from burnout, we one will do a cemetery and one will do, you know, one will do Friday and one will do Saturday at a different location and just swap. But as far as like the investigations go, that's something that, you know, like I was telling you earlier, that we would really like to build on that. I mean, we're not trying to turn coastal Mississippi into like a, you know, haunted attraction. But you know, like I said, there's just not a whole lot to do here. And one of the cool things that I can say from this last investigation with the LaPointe Krebs house was that there were a lot of people that returned to walk through the museum because that was part of it at the beginning. We introduced ourselves, we explained what the night was going to look like, and then we walked them through the museum briefly, let them kind of get a visual, and then we moved over to the main house and then eventually moved over to the cemetery. And people were like, this is cool. I got to come back. And so we have a lot of historical places down here in the South that could use some more visitors to help with preservation, you know? And so that's our ultimate goal is just to preserve the history, to
shed some more light on it.
That's right. You know, got to keep talking about it, and we're not going to let history fade away.
Well, I think just like you said, people are talking about it already. The people that went through, they're going to tell their friends, and you hit it right ahead. Preserve these historical places. And a lot of people don't understand like what the paranormal has done to preserve these historical places.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes, you do have to pay to play, but I've had plenty of owners on this show. They're not rich. They're not getting rich. How expensive is it to put a roof on a 60,000 square foot building? But they're keeping them alive.
Yeah.
And keeping the history alive, keeping the memories alive of these, trapped souls, lost souls, whatever you want to call them. And that's what people don't understand. People are like, how can we do paranormal? That's disrespectful. It's not.
No.
Are there people out there that do disrespect it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But majority don't.
Right.
We're here to create memories.
Mm-hmm.
Your family and your daughter are creating so many memories right now.
That's right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That she is never going to forget about.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I mean, she's going to tell her kids, do you know what me and my parents used to do? We used to sit in cemeteries. And they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
And, it's campfire stories. That's right there.
Right.
That's what it's all about. That's I always tell people. That's what it's all about.
It's fun. Instead of sitting behind a screen, sitting at home all night, it gets her out doing something, gets us out,
Mm-hmm.
keeps us all active, and we're doing it together. So
Yeah,
we really enjoy that.
That's the most important part.
when we first got started, it was kind of cute because we would walk around downtown Ocean Springs over and over and over again, and then we would have like little recon moments. We would go to the ice cream place and sit down and take notes and ask questions and
Go over the routes,
Yeah,
figure them
yeah.
out,
She really
time
liked it,
everything.
so.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's cool. All right,
And our tours are safe for kids too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest toddler in a stroller.
No, it's really cool. I mean, I appreciate what you guys are doing
Thank you.
down there. I think you guys are gonna do great down there. I mean, you're groundbreaking Mississippi paranormal. I can kind of say that.
Yeah.
On the golf, and you're going to grow. You're going to keep growing, and you're going to keep that history alive down there. I mean, let's be honest. The history is always going to be alive down there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's one thing you guys are very good at. Mississippi, New Orleans, is keeping the history alive.
Mm-hmm.
For how much tragedy has gone through those places with the hurricanes, always rebuilding.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable of the community down there. Then you add some paranormal in there, you never know where it's going to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, again, I appreciate you guys coming on. We're an hour 20 minutes into this. I'm gonna have to get down there sooner or later.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everybody out there. Their website is it darkwaterstours.com.
Yeah,
I was on it today.
Tours.com.
Mm-hmm. So if you have anybody, if you're going down to Mississippi, look them up. If you know anybody that's down there in Biloxi, tell them to look them up. Do a ghost tour. I don't know the prices. I looked at them. Not expensive. Do a tour. Learn some history, and have a good time. So that's what it's all about. And go land on the beach, play in some casinos. Who cares? Don't eat at a Waffle House. So.
Yeah, go to Waffle House.
No, don't go to Waffle House. They have shrimp tacos down there everywhere. They're unbelievable. Trust me. But again, I appreciate it. Keep in touch, and I'm sure hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Thank you, and have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.